Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today's episode is a little bit sad, I'm going to admit it. Today I'm going to be doing a build in dedication to the one, the only Matthew Perry. As you all know, we lost him on the weekend and I was absolutely devastated. I initially seen the news on Twitter and I thought to myself that can't be right, it has to be a hoax. You know, there's always hoaxes going around of celebrities dying. But then I opened up the news and I seen that it was true. Absolutely gutted. I'm big enough to admit that I did cry. And I know that's weird because I didn't know him personally, but I have been watching Friends since I was in high school. Now I know he done other stuff, I've seen all of his movies, but to me, Matthew Perry will always be Chandler Bing. And now to know that he's gone is just kind of devastating. I don't really know how else to put it. So I thought today I'm going to do a build in dedication to the one, the only Chandler. I'm going to recreate the classic apartment of Joey and Chandler as much as I possibly can. I'm also going to be adding a few personal touches to it, which I will explain them at the end. But I thought I might let you watch this and see what I got up to while I talk about a couple of my favourite episodes of Friends and some of my most favourite Chandler moments. Now these are in no particular order, but I do have a few things here written down that I would like to mention. First off, I have to start with my most favourite Friends episode of all time, which is the one where they do the quiz where the boys and the girls swap apartments. I love that episode. I have seen it so many times. I actually think I recorded it on a videotape, if anybody can remember what they are, back in the day when it was first on TV. And I rewatched that episode so many times. I thought it was hilarious. And the fact that nobody could figure out what Chandler done as a job, I mean, such a good episode. Well then, of course, there is the episode with the cheesecakes. I mean, Rachel and Chandler eating cheesecake off a floor. I mean, come on. We have the one where everyone finds out. So the episode where everybody finds out about Monica and Chandler. And we have Phoebe and Chandler are having a bit of a standoff to see who's going to cave. Because they don't know that we know that they know that we know that they know. I don't know, it gets a little bit confusing, but another great episode. Another favourite moment of mine is where Monica and Chandler are getting their engagement photos taken. They're going to be like in the newspaper or something. And it doesn't matter how hard he tries, Chandler just cannot smile properly for a photo. It cracks me up every single time I see it. Even thinking about it now, it is just so funny. It is just so funny. Of course, we cannot forget the classic Chandler moving to Yemen episode. In case you haven't seen it, I mean, if you haven't, you should really go watch it. But Chandler has this annoying on and off again girlfriend called Janice. And he is trying so hard to break up with her, but he's really terrible at breaking up with her. And so he tells her that he can't see her anymore because he's moving to Yemen. And then he actually has to go to Yemen, and it is so funny when he's boarding the plane and there's this little old lady and he's like, when I go to Yemen, can I stay with you? And that is probably one of my most favourite Chandler lines of all time. Absolute classic. There are so many more Chandler moments that we could talk about. He was by far the funniest character on the whole entire show. Matthew Perry done an amazing job. I really don't think anybody else could have done a better job than what he did. Now, as you can see with the build here, there are probably a few things added in that you're like, that's not in Joey and Chandler's apartment, what's that doing there? I did add a few things that when I look at it and think about the TV show, it reminds me of certain plot lines that happened throughout the years. I mean, obviously I have all of the regular furniture in the apartment. We've got the classic foosball table. I've got some chairs that kind of look like the recliners, but you know, the game doesn't have any, so I had to go with what I've got. I have a pile of cardboard boxes along the wall here because who can forget the box fort that Ross, Chandler and Joey built. I've also got a little rabbit on the top there because the Velveteen Rabbit was Chandler's favourite book. I've got the laptop here in reference to when Chandler accidentally put a virus on Ross's computer. I've got a little dog because, as we all know, Chandler was afraid of dogs. I've also tried to include the chick and the duck in the build. For the chick, I had to get a little bit creative, and it is just a DIY sticker on the wall, but you get the idea. So these 3 items here are in reference to 3 different episodes. We have the camera, which is of course about the engagement photos with Monica. The suitcase, which is to reference Chandler moving to Yemen. And then the wooden box is about the episode where Chandler was trying to get Joey to forgive him for something that he had done. So I can't remember if Chandler got into the box voluntarily or if Joey got him to stay in there. But he was living in a big wooden crate, and I just remember there being a hole in the top of it where Chandler would like poke his finger out. So that's why I've got a little custom design on the side with a little air hole in it. In the early days of Joey and Chandler's apartment, they had a poster of Scarface up on the wall. I couldn't replicate that, but what I've got up here instead is I've got a poster of Marlo, who is of course Animal Crossing's resident gangster, so I thought that was a good fit to go up there. Up on the wall above the door here, I've got a little custom design that I made of the Etch-a-Sketch that is normally on their door. I obviously couldn't hang it on a simple panel, so I've just put it above it here. And the little message that I've got on there is in reference to the episode where Chandler had to give Joey the message about his audition for Mac and Cheese. You will also notice a few other custom designs on that wall. There was the storyline after the boys and the girls switched apartments where Monica could not figure out what their light switch done, when in fact it actually powered something in Joey and Chandler's now apartment, but it drove her crazy and she was like ripping up the floor and putting holes in the walls, and to try and cover it up she, drew little pretty pictures and stuck them up everywhere. And even though Chandler wasn't living in this apartment at that time, I just thought that was an iconic storyline and I really wanted to include that in this video. Anyway, I think that is going to be all for this build. I think I've done a pretty good job of recreating their apartment as best that I could. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below of what your favourite Friends episodes are, your favourite Chandler moments. Thank you for watching, and I guess it is now time to say goodbye to Matthew Perry, aka Chandler Bing, aka Miss Chandler Bong.